Hello, my name is Nick Lamon, and it is my pleasure to have the chance to speak with you today. My topic today is going to be about the sport of golf and how it's just more than hitting this little white thing right here. Throughout my experience on the golf course, big or little, no matter how the size of it is, whether it was a competition or free-for-all golf, golfing by myself, or through camps, sport has taught me a lot more than just how to hit a golf ball 300 yards with a driver or how to put the ball into a small little hole on the green. The first thing I've learned from my time on the golf course is the attribute of honesty. A lot of times nowadays when you want to be a good leader has to be an honest and trustworthy person. How the sport of golf ties into this? Just look at that little piece of paper, the scorecard that stands right in your cart or in your pocket the whole entire time. One little erase with a pencil can be the difference between being honest and being, what we like to call a liar. You could go on a golf course with somebody, with a friend, and that person will say, "Hey, I got a 4 on the hole," when you're out there counting and they really got a 6 or a 7. Now that seems like a big difference on a golf course, but hey, you never know. People do this often quite a bit. In my experiences, I've seen this being done in competitions, and people get disqualified for stuff like that. Now that's the golf part of it. But for the real life part of it, for the outside world, outside of golf, this little mistake here, this little bit of not being honest, it just leads to many different big things. You're just going to start lying about other things in your life, other things that could have a huge impact on your life throughout all of these years to come. Second thing I've learned from my time on the golf course, it takes perseverance to also be a good leader. Stick with something, no matter how difficult it is. No matter how challenging something is, stick with it because it'll pay off for you in the end big time. Now my time on the golf course, I started when I was a little kid, in 6th or 7th grade or something like that. I didn't know a damn thing about how to hit a golf ball and all that stuff. To me, I thought it was just as simple as, placing the ball down and just giving it a whack like this. No, there's just more to it, and maybe that's because I learned that through my time as a little kid, spending it on your typical family fun center, your miniature golf courses and stuff like that. But through some good teaching, I took this first tee program, which I recommend to any young golfer in this world, because it's a great program. Not only do you learn about the game of golf, you'll learn about core values that you can use throughout the rest of your lifetime. And I struggled mightily to pick up the sport of golf. But then after hard work year after year, first year of high school, on the practice squad, led to the last year of high school, making it into the starting lineup and coming close to qualifying for the county championships. I knew I wasn't the best golfer in the world, but I enjoyed doing it, and as a result, I stuck with it. Biggest accomplishment ever. I worked hard with my iron game. As a result, I scored a hole-in-one on a 182-yard par 3 back in 2015, and let me tell you, it was probably one of the most exciting events that ever happened in my life. The course gave me a hat in recognition. My name is on the course's website in there, and I hung a nice big picture frame in there with the hole itself and the exact golf ball, so I will always remember that moment throughout the rest of my lifetime. Now, one other thing it teaches me is concentration. Sometimes little things, outside things can just get in the way. They can just get in the way at the time and make you lose your focus on something that's very important. When I'm on the golf course, my mind, everything crazy in my mind just goes away. with the snap of one finger like that. And usually, you know what? I just like to sit back and relax, hit a golf ball, and I'm focused on every shot every single time. I'm looking down on the ground at this golf ball. Where do I want to hit it? I'm standing back here, lining up my putts like this, and looking to see which way the green is going. Well, am I going to have to aim it that way? Am I going to have to aim it that way? Even on your regular shots, even on your drive, I don't want to aim it way out that way. I mean, sure, there's a couple of holes that dog like severely to the right or severely to the left where I'm thinking, yeah, why not? I'll aim it out that way. I'm focused on that shot and I'm concentrating right at that very moment. So in other words, stick with it. Stick to something in your mind, use your mind, and it keeps you focused on one thing at a different time. Now how this affects to regular real life situations here, if you got a task at hand and you're sitting at work at a desk looking at something, it makes you think, okay, clear your mind, focus on that particular time. And you won't always be 100%. It won't always be 100% perfect every time, but you know what? You're probably more inclined to do a better job if you're focused on something at that one moment. So stay concentrated. It'll pay off for you in the end, no doubt about that. Thank you for taking the time to listen in on this, and I hope you can learn some valuable lessons into that. You know what? Why not? Go take a try on the golf course and maybe you'll see yourself being concentrated and you'll learn a thing or two about honesty. And who knows, maybe you'll run into that person who cheats their way to becoming the best golfer they can be. And you'll see how that works out for them in the end. And also, if you struggle with it, just stick with it. It'll get better down the road. It'll know that you worked hard. You'll know that you worked hard to accomplish something. Just look at me for an example with the hole-in-one. You start out from here, and you might not always get to the highest level, but you could get close to it. And sometimes, if you just keep working that little bit harder, you'll get to that level you want to be at. Thank you very much.